Hello, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Mike Franklin, and I'm a student of WGU. My presentation is on healthcare and how politics negatively affects it. Currently, this is 2011, and our current president, President Obama, has tried to pass a bill reforming healthcare. So right now it's a very hot topic, politics and healthcare. It is the goal of this presentation to prove to you that politics has no place in healthcare. And the very few politics that we do have now that are in healthcare are definitely negatively affecting it. Let's start off with the first thing, is workers' comp, the workers' compensation system. The workers' compensation system basically is, it's very complicated, and it's really structured to where the common worker that gets injured, they can't really understand what's going on. And most people, if they do get injured on the job, they need a lawyer to help them, because the companies, it's not within their financial best interest to necessarily take care of injured workers, and oftentimes a company will have a bunch of doctors. You have to see their doctor, and the doctors are motivated financially to save the insurance company money, to get the injured worker back working, whether it's to their health or not, and so forth. There's also malpractice laws. It's very hard for them to enforce malpractice laws civilly. It is actually the hardest laws to enforce civilly is malpractice laws. Next thing is patient's bill of rights. Patient's bill of rights, and every state has usually some type of patient's bill of rights. And generally, they're also not enforced. They're pretty much there just for the patients, so they can feel good. There's no practicality. And to get more of an understanding of this, let's take a look at this graph. As you can see, what this graph is showing is the average number of days to close complaints for the medical complaint department. This clearly shows the percentage of open complaints that has not been resolved at various time periods. We see that in 2010, 36% of complaints were still open up to 4 months. That's more than 1/3 of all complaints received. At 5 to 8 months, it actually increases to 40%, showing that the complaint department did not actively account for the resolved complaints in earlier months, and they resurfaced. As you can see, that even after a year, there is still 9% of complaints still not resolved. That's almost 1 out of 10 complaints. This graph gives a strong evidence showing the negative aspects of politics that patients are going through. Now let's open up some questions and answers.
Does age make a difference in how a patient is treated?
Of course, it always depends on the doctor, but research shows that the very young and the very old receive more testing.
Okay. Does the wealth of the patient reflect the level of care received?
Once again, it depends on the doctor, but generally, I'm afraid, yes. If you have the money, a doctor will spend more time and do a better job, generally speaking.
How does tax play a part in medical care?
Well, doctors are generally in a higher tax bracket, and therefore, of course, they pass the cost on to the patient, and it makes patient's health care more expensive as a result. Well, to conclude this, clearly it is evident that politics has no place in medicine as deciding what is right and what is wrong, and should be decided by scientific reasoning.